Hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 4 Remastered. This is 115 speaking, and before we'll get to enjoy an absolutely excellent piece of music, I would like to very much welcome you to the Sacred Lake. This is where interesting things are happening both during our first and second visit. So my friends, during our first dip into the Sacred Lake, literally, we are gonna get our hands on 13 goodies, raising our total to 149. We are also coincidentally gonna strike the lucky number of 13 kills, raising our total to 74. Okay guys, we are not gonna get our hands on this level's one and only secret quite yet. That's gonna happen during our second visit, and unfortunately there are also no vessels to be broken, or once again no achievement progress whatsoever in here, which for those of you who are especially achievement hunters will be a bit disheartening. Yeah, Tomb Raider 4 is paced a bit differently. You have levels with billion achievements and then many levels with none whatsoever. I'm not exactly happy about that achievement hunting pace. Nevertheless guys, there's plenty to enjoy about this one. Again, during your first visit here, you're only gonna have the Amulet of Horus on yourself. You've already found the first Horus themed canopic jar and put it into place, and we are after the second Seth themed one. But first of all, let's just have a listen.
No.
That was absolutely stunning theme. I cannot begin to tell you how much I love it, and it has a very special place in my heart, probably due to the fact I don't think we're gonna hear it ever again in Tomb Raider 4. Which on one hand makes me very sad, on the other it just makes it all the more special for me. Just here in our first visit of the Sacred Lake level. By the way, the crocodiles will have a very hard time getting to you here, which you can absolutely take advantage of. However, unlike in Tomb Raider 1 and 3, these guys can seamlessly transition between land and water, which, okay, the guy in the distance there, very bad example of that, but trust me, these guys can finally pull it off. Now the thing is, there is also a third crocodile somewhere around here, and I guess it's gonna take a little bit of extra effort to lure him in, wherever it is. Oh, there, on the sandy slope. And let's see if we can just get it to come here. This way we won't have to expand the shotgun shell, although if we do, it's fine. We'll be swimming in them. Actually, we already are. Okay, you know what, talking about swimming, I guess this guy is a bit shy and needs an extra encouragement. The last time I played this, all three of them came up the ramp. I'm not sure what's going on this time. Anywho, I'm sure you can manage now, right? Wonderful. And there we go. It's been a while since we did our redneck fishing, you know. Loading up our shotgun rather than a fishing rod, but that's Lara for you. Okay guys, there's something so decadent and incredibly satisfying about just taking a dip through the Sacred Lake. It's like Lara's purified of all her horrible, atrocious genocidal deeds in the past. Anywho guys, before we continue the level proper, there is a completely optional detour you can take during your first visit of the Sacred Lake, and you do need to take it if you're interested in already finding 13 goodies and landing 13 kills, but of course you can absolutely keep this for your second visit of the Sacred Lake, which I guess technically would be more efficient, but honestly my mission even back in 2021 has always been to show you how early you can get everything, okay? So that's the philosophy I'm gonna apply here. Immediately as you climb up, careful about a poisonous scorpion, but by now we are so used to these guys, they're no threat. So we find ourselves in a very interesting courtyard, and I would just like to refer to something I talked about before, And you know what? Nah, I'm not gonna take a picture of this. Ah, look at this new coat of paint. This is phenomenal. But I'm not gonna take a picture now. I'm gonna take it during our second visit because something really excellent will be happening here as far as particle effects are concerned. But this right here is a pedestal where we need to put the Sun Talisman. And if you remember me rambling about this back in the Temple of Karnak, Sun Talisman is the combination of Sun Disk and Sun Goddess. And guess what? We are already gonna get the Sun Goddess in here. In the Temple of Karnak when we come back there from here. And we're gonna get our hands on the Sun Disk when we then re-enter the Great Hypostal Hall. And then combining those into Sun Talisman will be coming to our second visit of the Sacred Lake and continue on to kind of the finale of Karnak, okay? So when you really think about it, it's quite the epic journey. I'm just not a big fan of it all being split into smaller levels. I mean, sure, you get health refills, but that already feels like cheating. Now, there are just multiple, and by multiple I mean 4 blocked off entrances. All these will be revealed later on, but alas, for now, all we did was we achieved some scorpion kills and got our hands on 2 goodies. Okay, guys? So, like I said, this is a very optional detail, but in case you're, for whatever reason, I guess running low of ammunition? Can that sort of thing even happen in Tomb Raider 4? Normal difficulty? I don't know. But that's what will be the case. And on your way back, you will encounter this scorpion, okay? Again, what I'm showing you is really the optimal path for landing all the kills. If you don't do it exactly like this, you might be missing out on some. And there's gonna be a much worse offender of that than the scorpion over here. I'm talking about a particularly tricky crocodile. Now, you can absolutely take a swim through the Sacred Lake. Keep in mind that cavern over there for New Game Plus, and I believe there should be 1 additional medbag here on that difficulty, but for now, I'm just gonna take the longer route because it feels great to swim through sacred waters, and also I want to show you this. This must be some example of ancient Egyptian glass window. I am really impressed. Because these aren't just iron bars with holes in them. On the other side, it's actually completely dry and water-free. I don't know how they pulled this off, but again, I'm very impressed. And here you'll see a tunnel, but this will serve as a way back from deeper in the complex. For now, what I want to show you is that we want to open the inner courtyard, and you can already see a crocodile swimming there. Or 2 even. Wow, isn't that something? In order to open it up, we need to get on the other side of that underwater grate we've seen, and the only way to do that is via facing the most terrifying of all enemies, bats. And for this specifically, I'm gonna check the kills count. We are at 70 and we want to see 72. I'm gonna be doing this a couple of times because the bat kills are just very easy to miss. They immediately disappear, they are tiny, they fly around relentlessly, they are much more fearsome than in Tomb Raider 1. 72 kills. Thank you, Lara. That's exactly what I wanted to see. For now, this is a large confusing area, but it holds no other purpose than just to descend down here. And now, I guess, let's align ourselves to the middle and keep sliding. And guys, this is something new. Climbable pole. So of course you need to hold the action. If you release it, Lara will let go. However, just like on a rope, you can turn left, you can turn right. This time it's not in reverse for whatever reason. Again, I kind of wish the game would decide and be consistent. Either be left to left and right to right, or be inverse for both the rope and the slope, but that's what you have here. You can go down much quickly, or you can climb up, and my god, just look at those stone effigies of Ptah. Oh, I can't get enough of those. Unfortunately, I cannot hit the screenshot button without letting go of the slope. So I'm gonna do that with the camera mode. Okay, Miss Croft. By the way, you can jump off these, but Lara will flip back, meaning you have to turn with your back, which if you don't know in advance, can properly screw you over. Nevertheless, now we have a prime opportunity to do what I was talking about, because in the original, see, these were just flat textures. You could barely notice them, especially if you were playing on a darker screen. But the remaster did them right. My god, they are actually protruding from the walls. I guess it has the consequence of sticking out like sore thumb, but man, I love it. By the way, you can also be turned with your back towards the slopes, and if you start holding the action key, Lara will just walk through them, align, and immediately climb up. Or what you can also do is manually jump, hold action, and Lara will grab it. So you have a couple of options how you can access these. Really, it's incredibly straightforward, and it's just another degree of freedom that Tomb Raider 4 introduced, which I'm a big fan of, honestly. This is great stuff. But still, one of my most favorite moves is gotta be in Tomb Raider 5. And I'm not talking about crawling forwards out of crawl spaces, although I love this move as well. Nah, I have something completely different in mind. I'll let you guys guess which move I'm talking about. Okay guys, so as you can see, we're now on the other side of the grate. See, no water has seeped in whatsoever, and that one shows the room with the poles. Now, this is an interesting lever. We've seen these in the Tomb of Seth. This one, you just gotta press once. And we have now opened the inner courtyard of the Sacred Lake. Again, this feels like we are desecrating something absolutely sacred, and I cannot begin to tell you how much I love this feeling. Tomb raiding, grave robbing, being somewhere where no one is, being in forbidden places with terrible curses, that's what it's all about. Seeing a shiny new trinket and, you know, seizing it for yourself. Oh man, it's every man, woman adventure for themselves. It's just... It's great stuff. So, although Vonkro is not doing much adventuring nowadays. Oh, okay guys. Now, what I would recommend is... Holy moly, can I make a swan dive like that? Well, if I mess this up, we break Lara's neck. Yay! Ooh, okay, wasn't really sure about that. I probably could have done it from up top, but I really wasn't sure this time. Swan dive, Lara, and roll! Roll as you're swan diving. Yes! Anywho, let's pick up the small mat bag over here, really easy to miss, and a box of flares. By the way, unlocking the inner secret sanctum courtyard has the unfortunate consequence of releasing crocodiles. They're not gonna enter this tunnel, but the moment you swim out of it, oh boy, they're gonna be the ones doing the redneck fishing. So, let's try to use verticality to our advantage and immediately climb up here. This should give us some time to see them struggle, right? Okay, that guy's completely stuck. For now. Oh, look at those poor deers, they're both stuck, and we're just choosing them. Everything's fair when tomb raiding, come on. Okay, I'll be honest, that doesn't feel too great taking advantage like that, but hey, it's all fair when we consider we're just practicing for New Game Plus. Now, in the inner courtyard, there are some treasures, don't you worry. Treasures in the name of shotgun shells, undoubtedly left behind by previous adventurers. Let's go for another dip. Oh, by the way, if you try to swim here, you'll notice a grate blocking the exit. This actually leads back into the good old temple of Karnak, and it's gonna take us to our second visit of it. It honestly feels at this point like a home far away from home, which I like, because we know the level so well, we explored it, we mastered it. Or did we? There are some leftover goodies and kills in there, so maybe not so much. Anywho, guys, another thing you'll notice is the trapdoor we're now swimming above. You see this odd texture over there? In case you haven't seen me play the Times exclusive level, this will be completely new type of switch to. Just hold the action key until Lara starts the animation, then you can release, and just look at this. It's so elegant. Oh, I love that so much. Anywho, this opened up the trapdoor, so let's go deep into the murky waters. Again, the feeling that no one's been here for centuries, if not millennia, feels incredible. I wonder what it all smells like. You know what I mean? Like, you've been to museums with Egyptian exhibitions before? I have been at least 10 different times, and there's something about the smell of the stone. It's kind of incredible. Okay, so this one is a dead end, but if you go to the left and now go to the right, which can feel a bit like a maze, you'll end up in a small cavern with a large mat pack. But it probably has an even more important use, which, if Saber and Aspire wouldn't hate water effects so much, you could actually notice, and that's that there's a water pocket above us. Yeah, I don't know what is it about the remasters and water, and Seth McKenzie actually covered this on his channel, but he has a conspiracy theory that Saber and Aspire just really hate water, and they're doing their absolute best to make it invisible, and none of us understands why.
One huge problem for me is water being far and away too transparent to the point where it's straight up invisible. Returning players will know where water is or is supposed to be, but even still, it just looks stupid, I'm sorry to say. I know Saber is made up of fans, so I don't want to be too harsh, but this really needs fixing. This was a huge issue in 1 to 3 Remastered, where flooded chasms just looked like death pits, or you wouldn't even know Lara Lara's about to surface for air because you couldn't see the surface she was about to reach. It's such a strange issue that the water in all 5 games is borderline invisible. The water layering is still broken in Temple of Horus. It seems Saber hate bodies of water being actually visible. They see water and they start seething and quivering with rage. They have to remove it. I've never known a game studio to so adamantly be so vehemently against the innocent prospect of water being visible.
See, this was the case in 1.2.3 Remastered shortly after release. Then the first major patch changed it so that we can see the water properly, and then the second major patch onwards changed it so we no longer can see water, and that made it to Tomb Raider 4 and 5 Remastered, and nobody understands why. Guys, a giant mirror. Again, keep this in mind for New Game Plus, because it's gonna show a little bit more than just the opening over there. This is so incredibly cool. Just look at that. Mirror illusions. How can this get any better? God, I love this. Okay, for now, let's just immediately take our prize from... Can we call this a plinth? Is this a plinth? I don't know. Pedestal, it seems like a safe bet. And there we go. The exit out of the Sacred Lake and entrance into the Temple of Karnak for a second time is open. I just realized I'm talking over a bit of music, but come on, we could barely hear it. And let's look at the detail of this thing. So Canopic Jar, unlike the Horus one, Canopic Jar number 1, this one doesn't seem to have any gemstones. Yeah, to be honest, when they fashioned this, they didn't really like Seth, so I guess it makes kind of sense. Look how sad he looks in the original, like a poor little monkey. I feel sorry for him. Seth looks here like he just needs some love. Yeah, I mean, this is a night and day difference as far as the remaster is concerned. Let's light up another flare for those very easy to miss pairs of Uzi clips, okay? So let's do exactly that. Actually, let me check what our Uzi ammo is at this stage. Okay, now that might seem like a lot, but we're gonna run out of that in blink, okay? So it's something I'm probably not really gonna be using much in Karnak yet. So back into the mirror room, and now we just need to find us our way out of this maze, which hopefully shouldn't be all that difficult. Now that even the underwater stone panel is open up. Okay, there we go, and I think it's up from here all the way to the inner courtyard. By the way, this courtyard surrounded by courtyard is very faithful to ancient Egyptian architecture, and honestly, I don't know if any of you guys have ever played Serious Sam first-person shooters. These are happening all over Egypt, and the architecture here just really reminds me of that. They had some serious Tomb Raider inspirations. And guys, before we take another swim, I would very much like to take a look at the stats screen, because we've made some real progress. So this was our first visit of the Sacred Lake. We got our hands on all 13 goodies, but frustratingly, this raised it to 149, not 150, but we'll get there soon. And also the kills we increased from 61 to 74, so 13 kills, okay? We have not found this level 1 and only secret, which would have raised it to 30. For that, we need to make a revisit, and also no breakable vessels to speak of here, okay? No achievements, no anything, but we have the second Canopic Jar, and something incredibly cool, and one of the coolest moments in the whole franchise, is gonna happen when we come back to the Temple of Karnak. Okay, guys? So, I'm gonna make a level end save here, and before I'll see you next, I would very much like to say thanks to my absolutely amazing patrons. Blangoopal, Mick, Severin Drax, Enstickle, Katie Danger, Pooh the 2, and Basic Brian E. Thank you guys so much for being my loyal Winstons and for equipping Lara with an anti-bat repellent. I wonder, does this one exist for crocodiles too? Huh. Next, I would like to say big thanks to my caretaker Winstons, Michael McKenzie, Karavetu, Renegade Durney, Blanket Fox, Jonathan Jones, Dick DeBee, and PD92. Thank you guys so much for your support of the channel, and also for reminding Lara today of the importance of her skincare and making her take a dip through the Sacred Lake waters, keeping her young and beautiful well into 2020s, despite her celebrating her 57th birthday this year. I would also like to give special thanks to my brave veteran Winstons, Andrea Pavilianiti, Alexander, and Richard Dearman. Thank you guys so much for your valiant support of the channel, and also for teaching Lara the intricacies of using her full body weight underwater. This is way more difficult than what it looks like, but with your assistance and your merciless training regimen, this gal is able to pull it off everywhere, which is bloody impressive. Without this, we would be pretty much stuck in Tomb Raider 4. And finally, I would like to give one very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your long and generous support of the channel, and also for gracing us today with your absolutely beautiful and haunting playing of your magical flute, resulting in this enchanting melody. With your magical powers, you've put even more crocodiles and bats to sleep, having them dream of the endless freezer, and as a result, our navigation through this level today was a walk in the park with the very few animals that were not yet put to sleep. Thank you again. And on a final note, I'd like to say thanks to my free Patreon members as well as to each and every one of you for watching the video to the very end. This really helps boost the algorithm and make these already difficult to suggest videos more visible to more people. And the reason is simple, they are all demonetized. So not exactly a good deal for YouTube, which I completely understand, but with the support of you, my Patreons, I'm able to keep this going this way and not have anyone interrupted by any sort of ads, which is exactly as I want these videos to be. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the double episodes today, although a bit on the shorter side. The sights we've seen, or the hints of sights we have yet to see, I think were truly worth it. And I'm gonna start cracking down so that I will immediately post up the next episode when we will return to the Temple of Karnak and wrap up our business there. And be on the lookout for that episode already this week. I really wanted to do rapid fire of these videos given that these are shorter episodes and we keep looping in between levels up until we reach the absolute climax of Karnak, which will be proper Tomb Raider 3 sized colossus of a level. Okay guys, so I'm gonna start working on the next one, and until I'll see you next, I wanna wish all of you happy raiding.